When you look out into the sky, Venus looks like the brightest star in the sky, but she's not always visible. So because Venus is closer to the sun than we are, and quite close to the sun in general, she can never be, this is just the way the astronomy and the orbital positions and everything works out, she can never be in the zodiac more than 48 degrees away from the sun. That would mean that your Venus sign is always going to be either the same as your sun sign, one sign away from your sun sign on either side, or maximally two signs away on either side. And I talked about this concept of being under the beams of the sun in one of my previous videos on Mercury. When you are quite close to the sun as a planet in the sky, as a star, the sun is extremely bright, very bright, brightest thing out there. So when a planet becomes within 15 degrees of the sun, this is called under the beams of the sun, then you can no longer see that planet because it is washed out by the brightness of the sun. So in astronomy or astrology, we call Venus being up to 46, 48 degrees away from the sun her maximum elongation period. This will be when she is the brightest, most visible star in the sky, and Venus can either be a morning star or an evening star in this way. So if Venus is maximally on this side of the sun, maybe a morning star, and if Venus is maximally on this side of the sun, then she'll be an evening star. And when she gets very close to the sun here, then this would be when she is sort of washed out under the beams of the sun. And then Venus directly conjunct the sun would be a Venus cazimi. So if Venus is ahead of the sun, then you will see her in the morning before the sunrise. Well, it's still dark in the early morning because she can never be too far from the sun. Or if Venus is after the sun, then she will come out after sunset and be an evening star. And this has to do with which side of the sun in zodiacal order Venus is on at any given point. So in very, very ancient times, people actually did not realize that Venus was one star. They thought that she was two different stars, either a morning star, this was a different star, or an evening star, not the same Venus. But I believe the Babylonians and the Mesopotamians worked out that actually Venus is the same star. And this is kind of difficult to do if you can imagine ancient times without all of the equipment and technology that we have just through observation. Realizing that this is actually the same star all along would be kind of confusing to figure out. So there's this very ancient myth of Inanna, and this is a 4,000-year-old myth where people had this story of Venus